My name is Thea Clark, and I am an artist. I also teach art in various places.
GROW, or the Greensboro Residency for Original Works, is a new flex space here at the Greensboro Cultural Center, right inside the Davie Street entrance of the building. It's an 800 square foot flex space for creative programs that are being offered by individuals or nonprofit organizations from Greensboro's creative community.
My medium is anything that interests me, any material that I respond to. I have a background in metalworking, small metals, we like to call it, so that would be soldering as opposed to welding. For many, many years I created jewelry for shops and things like that, and then I moved into one-of-a-kind jewelry and started to incorporate lots of mixed media. I've been making installation, sculpture, 2D, and all mixed media, working with a lot of materials that are very common materials. And my focus over the last 10 years has really been on environmental change. Found material for me is very suggestive. It has a history. They bring to it their own relationship. They have some story about that material before I've ever even touched it. So I like to play with that relationship to create art where people have an immediate relatability to it, but the material is being used in a different kind of narrative way. But hopefully their story, their relationship kind of interacts with the story that I'm presenting through the artwork, so that it becomes something evocative for them. The residency is called GROW, for Original Works, and I'm really taking that as a challenge to myself to really revisit and expand my work. I'll be doing cyanotype, which is using natural sunlight. It's an early photographic process, and I'll be using that on paper. And I'll also be using some enamel, which is fine glass particles fused in a kiln, very, very high temperature. So those are mediums I've used over the years, and I'm going to be experimenting with them on a more sculptural level. I will also have a couple of workshops for the public with those two mediums in particular, so I'm really excited to make that happen for people, because they're very immediate and gratifying materials to work with. I plan to really explore and bring ideas with me without necessarily too many determined, I'm not saying I'm going to do A, B, C, D. I'm really hoping that I'll have some fresh ideas with my interaction with the public. I do plan to use some of the walls to do one installation, so that would be art that you can't sort of pick up and carry away. It has to be assembled here and then disassembled. I hope that people come away from the work seeing, wow, this stuff is, I can see that she just is using everyday things, but it's the choices, it's the ideas that you bring to the materials, and you can create something interesting. So that hopefully it makes art making accessible in a way to people. So primarily my work can be seen on my website, which is theaclark.com. I am always working towards creating shows and finding opportunities to do that. As I'm newer to Greensboro, I haven't had as many, and because of lockdown with COVID when I first got here, I haven't had quite as many opportunities locally, which I'm really grateful to have this opportunity. I think the biggest thing I'm looking forward to is interacting with people. As an artist, it's easy to become isolated, especially during the pandemic. So, having that engagement with people is something I think is going to be very inspiring.